Good evening, guys. How are you all? I hope everyone is cool. If you can hear me, just let me know. Are you coming? What are you talking about? I'm coming. I'm here, brother. Just let me know if you can hear me. It's not long stream, it's a short stream. Any kind of farewell cup over here, it's my buy. If it can make a farewell cup. So let me clear this first. If it can make a farewell cup, I'll take the buy over here. But please don't copy my trade because should not copy my trade, okay? If you are thinking the same, then please go over here. It's a short stream. I'll just talk about this price action and then I'll close my stream. But before that, let me frame this buy. Why and everything I'll explain later. That's the buy over here. Stop loss is near about 18 handle. We'll go for this target over here, this buy side liquidity. Not a big trade, kind of 1:1, something like that. From this fair value gap to until this buy side liquidity. I'll just talk about this after a bit. Just let me finish this first and then we'll go for that. Well, this candle will close one tick above this candle or above that high. I'll put my stop loss just one tick below that fair value gap. So if it can close one tick above that line, I'll put my stop loss here. Okay, I'll go for here. Okay, I'm not going to hold it. Yeah, just will go for 9 handle, something like that. Okay. Why I trailed my stop loss? Because I can be wrong over here. This market can make a bullish fair value from 15-minute chart and then it can trade this bullish fair value, then it can start to go higher. So I don't want to get chopped up over here. That is why I just put my stop loss just one tick below this fair value gap. First, this candle, while it was falling, I had no idea how far it will trade. Okay, I had no idea it could trade until the 50% of this down close body close candle. I had no idea. That is why I put my stop loss below this candle. But while this has traded closed above this gap, I put my stop loss below this fair value gap because it should not be broken. If this market would love to go higher and take that buy side liquidity, which it should be taken, and then if it would love to fall, of course it can fall, but this buy side liquidity should be taken because all of these sellers should get stopped out. So previously, while I put my stop loss below this candle, I didn't know that how far this candle will trade. That is why I put my stop loss over here. But while it has been done its job, closed above this fair value gap, now I have to believe this fair value gap that it is going to hold the market and send the price higher. That is why I put my stop loss over here. If I'm wrong, I'll get stopped out with a very small stop loss. Okay, 9-10 handle stop loss. I'll get stopped out over here and I have no regret for that. So let's see if it can close above this candle now, which is going to be my order block then. If it can close above this, if it can close above this candle, I'll put my stop loss below that order block. So over here. Now it has built the order block. This is my order block. Why you are trailing stop loss too fast? Just because, let me actually put it in a right place first. Just because I am not sure that is it going to make the bullish fair value from 15-minute first, then trade that bullish fair value, then going for that buy side liquidity. I am not sure about that. That is why I am trailing my stop loss too fast. Okay, there you go. I know it's not a big boom, but it's a boom. I mean, for me, it's a boom. I was afraid about the retracement. That is why I trailed my stop loss too fast. Made it 6 handle. If I get a stopped out with 6 handle, I'm absolutely okay with that. So it's a 25 handle boom, and I'll talk about this now. But do you understand what is the reason for trailing stop loss too fast? Why I put my stop loss below this candle first, then why I put it over there, and finally when I got the order block, why I have put it over here. Did you understand that perfectly or not? If you understand, then I will go for the further explanation. But before that, you have to tell me that did you understand it or not? Boom for 768. Wow, that's a huge boom, brother. Are we no longer looking for Monday close? Of course not. I before closing my stream, I told that if this buy sell liquidity has been taken and market is going to make the bullish fair value gap, I'm no more looking for sell anymore. I will look for buy only. So as you can see, this candle, the way it has closed above this buy sell liquidity, it's a clean indication that I'm going higher. Okay, so while I got this indication, I'm just a bit afraid that it will make the bullish fair value gap, then trade this bullish fair value gap before going higher. I'm just a bit confused about that, but either way, I'm not looking for sell anymore. Your right chart is in 1 hour. Yeah, sorry, it's from the 1 hour because the 15-minute. I'm sorry, my mistake. From 15-minute chart, it has already confirmed that 15-minute bullish fair value gap, and it has already traded this bullish fair value gap from 15-minute chart. I was talking about the hourly chart. Sorry, if I say 15-minute chart, it's not 15-minute chart. It's from the hourly. From 15-minute chart, it has already done its job. It has made that bullish fair value. I will talk about this actually. That is why I put it the hourly chart. My mistake. If I say it's 15-minute chart, it's 1 hour chart. I will talk about that 15-minute everything. I will talk about that. But before everything, just let me know if you understand this trailing stop loss. I really need to know if you understand the trailing stop loss or not. Nobody told me that. Do you understand that trailing stop loss? Why I was trailing my stop loss too fast? Thank you, Madhi, for that boom. Cat lover, you're okay. It's clear. Thank you, brother. We are still inside the last 15-minute fair. I know that, brother. I know everything. I I was watching this chart. I know everything. Let me just give me some more time. I will explain this price action. But before that, just tell me, do you understand why I trailed my stop loss too fast? What I was afraid of, and why I framed that buy by saying that it should take that buy side liquidity before, even if it would love to fall, it should take it or not. Okay. Good evening, Hassan. I'm not sure that you guys got my point or not. Oh, come on, man. Only cat lover told that it's clear. Everyone else is not responding. Come on, man. Do you understand my question? When I took that entry, I trailed my stop loss too fast because I have explained what I am afraid of. So while I did it, do you understand why I trailed my stop loss too fast? What was the reason? Okay, David, thank you. I understand your placement. I was not asking about the placement, I was asking about the trailing stop loss, by the way. I think we talked the same. Okay, Gangjong Uchuk, hey brother, what's your favorite entry model? Everything is my favorite, brother. Every model is my favorite model. Okay, thank you for understanding. Now let me come over here. So this is the 15-minute chart. This is the last fabrica from 15-minute chart. It was the buy side liquidity here. That was the buy side liquidity. I wanted to see this buy side liquidity is going to be kept for NFP. So NFP is going to take that buy side liquidity. That was my interest to see. I was looking for the TGIF line. Here is the next TGIF line. So if I go to the hourly chart, you can see this TGIF line is just below that new week opening gap high. Okay, so this TGIF line, which you will be able to see in now in 15 minute chart. So this is the TGIF line. I was looking yesterday, looking for that TGIF line. I was looking for this TGIF line today as well. Okay, today market came here around this new day opening gap, consonant crossment, and to the top. So it has traded this area, then it went higher, reacted from this midnight open as well as from the new week opening gap. So many consolidation around the morning session, then come back again for the last time to the new day opening gap. Below this new day opening gap, I have the sell side liquidity. Did you see this sell side liquidity? A beautiful sell side liquidity over here. I had the sell side liquidity over here, which is just below that new week opening gap high. Same thing here, which is sell side liquidity just below that new day opening gap low. I was interested to look for sell only, and my interest was it will come over here until market doesn't take that buy side liquidity. Before closing my AM session, one guy told me, brother, what is going to tell you that this is not bearish anymore, it is bullish to you? I told him, if market take that buy side liquidity by a bullish fair value gap from 15 minute chart, I would love to look for buy. Otherwise, I will keep looking for sell. Anytime market will go higher, I will look for sell until market doesn't take that buy side liquidity. That was the confirmed buy side liquidity. I was waiting that NFP is going to take. So while this buy side liquidity has been taken, I'm more bullish now. But there is a reason to think about the bull. How do I know that market is going to take that buy side liquidity and it is going to reverse? This bullish fair value gap is going to confirm that market is actually bullish. It's not going to fall. Now, it can of course fall. It can go for the sell side liquidity, but the way we should read the market, this is the way to read the market. While market will take some kind of obvious liquidity with a 15-minute bullish fair value gap. Remember, not 1 minute, not hourly, not any other time frame. 15-minute bullish gap. While it will take that liquidity with 15-minute bullish gap, this liquidity level gap is too much important, too strong gap that is going to confirm that it is not liquidity sweeping and now going for the opposite side liquidity. It's not like that. It's actually liquidity taken and keep going higher. Until now, is that clear to you? Just joined, missed the trade. No worries, brother. So around the morning session, I told that things, is that clear or not? Are you still scam ICT? What do you mean by that scam ICT? Can you repeat that? Okay, I'm going to repeat one more time. This is that price action, right? So this was the buy side liquidity. I have the sell side liquidity here. This swing low and that low, they are the relatively equal lows. That is the sell side liquidity. My intention was this market will keep falling until the TGIF line, until here. Later I have seen that market has traded this new day opening gap. Finally, it has traded that new day opening gap. It is going higher. What I'm thinking, it will go higher, failed to take that buy side liquidity, and then it will fall again for this sell side liquidity. That is, I'm thinking. Still, I'm not looking for buy down. Why? Because this buy side liquidity, I wanted to see it will be kept for NFP, Friday, non-firm payroll. Friday non-firm payroll. It is going to be kept for non-firm payroll. Now, if I didn't have the non-firm payroll in Friday, of course, I wouldn't think like that. While market has closed above this new week opening gap high, I would keep looking for the buying opportunity. As we have the non-firm payroll or maybe FOMC or maybe CPI in front of you, then you will think that some kind of liquidity is going to be kept for that specific news. This week, Friday, we have NFP. So I was thinking it is going to be kept for NFP. Now, the main or the most important question, how do I know that this market will take that liquidity and then it will reverse for opposite side liquidity? How do you know that? Or how do you know that it is going to take that liquidity and it will keep going higher? right? This is a simple question that always knock on your head. How do you know that market after taking that buy side liquidity, market is not going to reverse, instead it is keep going higher, or it is going to take that liquidity and then it will reverse, right? This is kind of mm, question. Sometimes it works in your head, because while I was learning this concept, it was the main question to me. How do I know that after taking that buy side liquidity, market is not going for that sell side liquidity, instead it will keep going higher, or after taking that buy side liquidity, it will keep going for the opposite direction liquidity? The the answer is very simple. If you see the 15-minute chart or 15-minute candle has made a obvious fair value gap, some kind of fair value gap that is too obvious to you around that liquidity level. Okay, it should be around that liquidity level. That means if this fair value gap is going to be created above this buy side liquidity, no, it's not valid. If that fair value gap is going to be created below that buy side liquidity level, no, it's not valid. It has to be exact around that buy side liquidity level. If you see, that is the fair value gap has been created exactly at the liquidity level, it is going to confirm that market is keep going higher. So while this candle has traded this bullish fair value gap, which is the strongest fair value gap ever, the liquidity level fair value gap is the strongest fair value gap ever, fall to this gap, I will start to look for buy. Now if I go to 1 minute chart, this is that 1 minute chart. Okay, just let me mark that fair value gap from 15 minutes set so that it will be clear to you why I was confident to take that buy without any kind of hesitation. I know that this is the liquidity level fair value gap. So this candle fall here, trade that liquidity level fair value gap. Okay. Now, of course, I can use this, what to say, I mean, the order block. If I want, I can use this order block level to take my buy. Okay. But I wanted to take the buy from this fair value gap because this fair value gap was too obvious. If I wouldn't have the fair value gap, I wouldn't go for the buy here because this order block is too big. You can see this is the high of this order block. So I have to take the buy here. I have to cover the order block low as my stop loss. It's going to be too big order block. I'm not interested to use this order block here because of the big distance of the stop loss. At the same time, I had this buy side liquidity. See this high and that high. They're the relatively equal highs. So those people who think that sell in the cheap, high price, buy in the cheap price, they're seeing this is a very strong resistance level. So they're going to sell over there. After seeing this, while I'm getting this fair value gap, I'm more interested to look for buy from here. So until this liquidity should be taken. Which gap I'm using? The liquidity level gap. This was the reason to think about the buy, and this was the reason to think about the run. Now, the next most important question is how far you are thinking this buy will go. Here, I will come back again to this 15-minute chart, and in this 15-minute chart, you can see this area. Let me show you this area. Okay, here, how far this market will go. So this is that 15-minute last parallel gap. Until this 15-minute last parallel gap is not going to be broken, I can't think about the next buy side liquidity level, which can be here. Okay, around this area, all of this buy side liquidity, all of this buy side, I can't think about that buy side liquidity until this last parallel gap is not broken. If you take a closer look of this last parallel gap, you will clearly see that it has traded the 50%. 50% has been traded. Low has been traded over here. Low has been traded. What is the left? What it didn't trade? Anybody can tell me that? What is left to this 15-minute gap, which is too much obvious to you? Depending on the concept already you have known, what is the next most logical level where market has to trade? Anybody can tell me that? No, it's not. that win. Anyone can tell me that what is left to trade to this parallel gap? That is too much important. Absolutely, Ravi. Absolutely, absolutely, cat lover. The high of this parallel gap is not traded yet. So it has to trade the high of this parallel gap. So until this market is not going to trade this high of this parallel gap, I will keep looking for the buying opportunity. Any kind of fall, I will look for buying opportunity for to trade that high of this parallel gap. In a fair value gap, there is three level. There are the most important level: low, 50%. What is the 50%? I think this is the 50%, and the high. This three level is too much important. While it has taken this buy side liquidity and respected that liquidity level fair value gap, it should reach to the next logical level, which is the high of this fair value gap. While it will trade this last or high of this fair value gap, then I have to wait for a candle close. How this candle is going to react with the last fair value gap? If the last fair value gap is broken, that means market has closed above this last fair value gap. Like one or two or three candle has closed above this last fair value gap, then I will start to look for the most logical level, next logical level, or the buy side liquidity. But in my opinion, the next logical level is actually here. Let me show you this. For me, this is for me. Of course, it can be something else for you. This line. Okay, so let me actually mark a line over there. And this is the most logical level to me. Next logical level. So if it can break the high of this 50-minute last fair value gap, then it is going toward that dashed line, which is the 50% of that daily week. Okay, so here there is the daily week. I'm more interested to see that market is going to trade that 50% of that daily week. So until that daily week, I'll keep looking for buy if and only if it can close above this last fair value gap. Until it is not going to break that 50-minute last fair value gap, I'm not interested to look for buy, or until that dotted line, I'm not thinking like that way. What else do you do over there? I will just keep quiet over here, not going to touch this market. In 15-minute chart, around this area, if you go to the hourly chart now, in hourly chart, it can make a bullish fair value gap over here around this area. It can make a bullish fair value gap. Then it can trade this bullish fair value gap before going higher to that CE or that 50% of that daily candle. It can do that. So while the obvious or most important buy side liquidity has been taken over here, you have to keep thinking about some kind of fall. So any kind of manipulation is going to give you the opportunity to take entry. Now, brother, is there any other way that you can use to look for any kind of entry opportunity? Of course, I can do that. What is that? Breaker block. While this fair value gap has been traded, then this was the order block. Market has traded that order block. This was the unfilled gap that has been filled here. I mean, with the body or with the wick that has been filled until this low is not taken. See, this low is not taken. If it can make any kind of breaker block, which is here, something like that, I am able to take the buy from this breaker block. This is the perfect area for me to take the breaker block. If it has taken this low, which is the origin setup of this low, can you use this breaker block? No, I can't do that. Why is this low important to you? Because this is the origin of this whole setup. The setup I'm going to use for the breaker block, this is the origin. Why it is origin? First of all, it has traded that fair value gap that has been, 15-minute fair value gap. Secondly, it has traded that week 50%. Why this week 50%? Because this week has traded a fair value gap, and this is so much obvious week. Okay, kind of obvious week. So this week 50% is going to give me one PD array, one failed PD array. That means market failed to close below this week 50%. This is called failed PD array. So market should not do the failed PD array. No, not like that way. The failed PD array will give me the confidence to think about the buy. So until this failed PD array is not going to be perfect PD array, that means market is going to break that constant crossment, going to take that low, I am more interested to think about the buying opportunity. Here, all of this area I'm seeing as a new resistance zone. So this is going to be my new buy side liquidity. If it can make the breaker block, I will keep looking for the buying opportunity. And this breaker block is my 95% winning rate breaker block. So if it can take this low, this is going to be my breaker block. Anybody has any question? It's a bit confusing, but in time you will get that point if you are really interested to listen to me. Otherwise, just let it go. Do you understand why I changed my bias? Why I'm not thinking about sell? But brother, it is in deep premium. Why you are looking for buy around the deep premium, man? Premium and discount is something depend on the price action. So the way you mark premium and discount, if it would be that much easier, everyone would be profitable because they would take buy in the discount, they would take sell in the premium. It's too easy to think like that way. It's not that much easy. You have to first understand what is premium and discount. If you ask me, it is in deep premium. Sorry, discount. This all price action is in deep discount. Still, it is in deep discount. Another day, I have already explained that actually. I'm not going to stay here for forever. I would love to close my stream around 3:10. So the last macro trade I will frame if I find any. I'll frame to my Discord. That is 3:15 to 3:45. Low, high, lower, low. Absolutely. Low, high, lower, low. That's all I'm looking for. Hey, I'm Rogalik. Thank you, brother, for rejoining. I'm watching this low. If market can take that low, this is going to be my breaker block. Okay. Now here, this is my breaker block. If market can close one tick above this candle before taking this low, see this low, before taking that low, if it can close one tick above this, I'm going to take the buy from here. Target is going to be this buy side liquidity, and stop loss I'll put it depending on the price action over here. But if this low is taken, no, I'm not interested to take any kind of buy. But brother, why it is falling? Go to your hourly chart. It is building the hourly liquidity level fair value gap. See this liquidity level fair value gap from the hourly chart. So if it can make it can make that bullish fair value gap from hourly chart, it can trade this bullish fair value gap from hourly chart, then it can start to go higher. Of course, it can do that. Isn't it too risky depending on that low? So if this low is not taken, this breaker block is not risky to me. If this low is taken, the breaker block is gonna be too much risky for me. So let's see if it can close one tick above that line. I'm not asking any of you to copy my trade. I'm just here to explain the price action. By the way, am I live? Yeah, I'm in live. But brother, entry, well, I don't care. Do you wanna take sell? Please go for it. If it has taken this low, no breaker block is valid to me. That means I'm not going to take any kind of entry over here. Arsenal versus PSG. Which one is your favorite team, Jason? Are you the supporter of PSG or Arsenal? I'm bullish, brother. Emrogalik. Which one is your favorite team, Arsenal or PSG? I'm Aston Villa fan, brother. They knocked us out last round. Wow. You're most welcome, brother. Once the order block is traded, can we expect the price to the same order block again? No, I can't do that. I can retest, I can use the order block retest. Okay, it is acceptable. Order block, for example, this is the order block. Okay, so it has retest this order block. Can I take the entry from this retest order block? No, I can't do that. Why I can't do that? Because this market has done lot of job over there. Lot of job has been done over here. After a lot or after a long time, it came back again to trade this order block. Why is that? I have no idea. So if I would love to use this order block again, I would love to use the propulsion block. See this propulsion blocks, for example, I'm interested to take the buy from the order block. So I will take the buy from the propulsion block, believing that it is going higher. So you can see this candle, which is the lowest down close body close candle, has traded this order block, going to use this propulsion block to take my buy. So here I'll take the buy over there and will hold my trade until this area. Okay. If I would love to take the entry from that order block, I will use the propulsion block because it has spent too much time to come back again to trade this order block. Mickey, Liverpool. Wow. You're most welcome, ready. True, I'm from West Midlands, UK, though, so they're my local team. Wow. So you are supporting your local team, man. School, man. I'm the fan of Ronaldo, so wherever he will play, I will just support that team. I'm a diehard fan, like I saw Speed. Archana, I love immediate reaction. What do you mean by immediate reaction? If there is a 22 YT model and market has traded the fair value gap within 3 candle, I called that as an immediate reaction. I believe that immediate reaction because if market takes too long to trade some specific area, why it took too long to trade that area? That means most of the time it is going to violate that area. That is why I love the immediate reaction. While market has built that order block and they didn't trade this order block. Instead, it went higher, take all the buy side liquidity, then fall again. Now it is going to trade that order block. No, I'm not going to believe it anymore. Okay, there is no way to believe that order block anymore. At least for me. But it is called reclaimed order block. That means market has reclaimed that order block. I have no idea how can use that reclaimed order block information for taking my entry. I have no idea about that. So that is why I love immediate reaction. Made the order block, it has to trade the order block immediately, and then it will go toward the liquidity. If it happens immediately, I'll go for the trade. If it come back again, then I will wait for the propulsion block for the confirmation that it has confirmed that market has market is actually going higher by reclaiming that order block. So I would love to use that propulsion block to take my entry if I'm interested to take the entry from this order block, or if I'm so much confident that this is going to hold the price and sending it higher. If I'm confident about that, I will use the propulsion block to take my re-entry because it takes too long to come back again to this to this order block. If this low is taken, this breaker block is not valid. Man, come on. I'm really waiting to show you one breaker block entry, but I'm not finding any setup while I'm in live for the breaker block. So I wish that today I'm going to get my breaker block entry. Let's see if I can get it. You're most welcome, sis. For example, it has taken that liquidity or that low. Are you going to trade anymore? Of course, I would love to trade anymore. I mean, again, but how? I would love to see it will fall a bit lower. That means in little discount, then it will go higher again. If it has, while it has taken this low, now look over here. Let me actually show you this. This is that low market can't take. Okay, so I'm going to remove this line. Market can't take this low. This is my expectation. If it failed to take this low, you will see that there is the sell side liquidity, right? Clean lows. Brother, I'm afraid to take the buy because market left that clean lows. No, it should not take that low. This is the extreme low that should not be taken. The breaker block has been delivered from there to there, here. Now this is my breaker block. Until this is not taken, if it can close one tick above this breaker block, I'll take the buy over here. Now keep looking here. If really market would love to make the breaker block, it will not take that low. But if it would love to go lower, it will never give you the breaker block opportunity. That is why I love to use the breaker block in this type of situation. I love to take the breaker block entry instead of any other entry opportunity, because market will never tell you like, yes, sometimes shit happens, but that is very rare, like 1% 2%. It will never do this type of things, like come here, then take this low, then it will go higher. It will never do this type of things. Or maybe it would love to go lower, it would love to go lower, so it will come here closed above this breaker block, then fall. No, it won't do that. What else it can do? Maybe it will trade this area until this area, then it will keep falling. I'm not going to miss anything, I'm not going to lose anything, because market didn't give me the entry, right? Or if it do that, that means I will miss the opportunity to take the buy, because it's not valid anymore. It has already taken the origin setup low. So let's wait for that confirmation to take the entry. Let's see if it can close above this breaker block. But please don't copy my trade. It's my request to everyone. Please don't copy my trade. I'll go for this and that. You will look the most recent bullish candle as breaker block. No, if low is no, if the low is broken, I will not look for the breaker block. If this low is taken, I will not look for the breaker block, brother. Until it is not taken, I will keep looking for the breaker block. If this low is taken, I'm not interested to look for the breaker block. And you will ask me, brother, there is the sell side liquidity. Why you are thinking about buy? Why? What is giving you the confirmation that it should go higher? Man, this is why I'm explaining why this low should not be taken. Okay, but please don't copy my trade. It's my request to everyone. This is how you will know that how do you know that this liquidity is not going to be taken? Just because of reading the price. It is called the consequences. If you understand the consequences, you will be able to understand why when it should leave the liquidity for later. Your fault and FOMO videos are helping me a lot, Tito. Thank you for making those videos. You're most welcome, sis. For example, it is going to take this low. Did I take the buy? No, I didn't. Why? Market didn't give me the entry opportunity. So I didn't take the buy. Yeah, I missed the sell. I was not looking for sell, so I didn't take the sell, but I didn't get stopped out, right? And most important thing, it avoids taking some losing trades. I love it, cat lover. Actually, I love it. That is why I have studied this breaker block too much. How can I look for the perfect breaker block? So it takes too long to get that information. Brother, are you looking for any other entry opportunities? No, no other entry opportunities except the breaker block until this low is not taken from hourly chart. It has built this hourly bullish parallel gap right here. So let me mark the hourly bullish parallel gap instead of 15-minute bullish parallel gap. So this is the hourly bullish parallel gap over here. Okay, this is the hourly bullish parallel gap. So market is going to take this low. It's not going to give you the breaker block entry. I am not worrying about that. Why? Because market has built the hourly bullish parallel gap. So while it will come to this hourly bullish parallel gap, I'll start to look for buy again from the hourly bullish parallel gap, but not from the breaker block, but from any other kind of entry opportunity, not from the breaker block. The best entry opportunity from here is 22 YT model. Here, the best opportunity to look for buy is the 22 YT model. This low is taken. This breaker block is not valid anymore. So here I will look for the 22 YT model. If it can provide me 22 YT model here, that means it has taken the sell side liquidity. Now it will go for the buy side liquidity. But you know right? So after taking the sell side liquidity, ICT showed that 22 YT model. How do you know that this 22 YT model is going to create? This is the area you should look for, the 22 YT model. Let me actually mark this low. But if it can take this low actually before going higher. Can I take the order block entry? Of course you can do that. This is the perfect area to think about the order block entry as well. Why you are still thinking that this market will go higher? Because there is some unfinished business. What is that? Market didn't trade that high of this 15-minute last parallel gap. So I will keep looking for the buying opportunity. 22 YT model, brother. I don't mark this type of candle as my order block because it's a very small body, long wick. So I don't mark this type of candle as my order block. If it was a candle like this type of candle, I would frame the buy from that order block. As it is not uh, that kind of order, I mean that kind of candle, I'm not interested to use this candle as my order block. So if I miss it, I'll miss it, but I will not go for the buy from this type of candle. Instead, I'll see if it can take that liquidity, this low and that low, and then keep going higher. Otherwise, if I miss this buy, I'm absolutely okay with that, because this type of candle I don't look at my as my order block. If it was obvious, something like this type of candle, that type of candle, it would be my buy. Exactly over here, I would take that buy over here. But this time, I'm not taking the buy here because it doesn't look like an order block to me. It will work. I'm absolutely okay for that. I will just sacrifice this trade. I have no problem with that because it doesn't seems like an order block to me. Why you are going to leave that low? It has taken all of the low, failed to take that extreme low. Another, what to say, kind of failed PDRA. It is called the failed PDRA. Respected the 50%. Nobody has closed below the 50% of this candle. It is called the failed PDRA. Seems like look over here. See, this is that 50% failed to close below this 50%. It is called failed PDRA. Brother, you missed this trade. I know that it will go higher, but this candle was not so good to me. I didn't take the buy over here. Simple logic. If it was like that type of candle, just this type of candle, this is my buy. I don't give a shit with anything else. I am seeing the failed PDRA, respecting that 50% of that week. No, I'm not thinking about the breaker block. Okay, here this is a breaker block. No, it's not my breaker block anymore, but it is going to be respected. I don't give a shit. Music, I have explained, I think, like 50 times I have explained why I'm not looking for breaker block, when I will stop to look for the breaker block. While I'll explain this price action, I think I have told that 50 times at least. If that happens, I'll look for breaker block. If it doesn't happen, I will stop looking for the breaker block. Now I will wait for 15 but to be honest, I would love to close the stream now. This is the gap. I want to see if it can trade this gap and then keep going higher. This is the 22 YT model. Market has taken all the liquidity. This is the market structure shift. This is the fair value gap. If I would love to take an entry, my entry will be here. Stop loss is going to be below that candle, which has made this fair value gap valid here. Brother, it is too much risky. I know that it's risky, but how many handle are you going to take risk? 9 handle 3T. Is it enough? I mean, is it really huge loss? I don't think so. But if it doesn't give you the, what to say, I mean, the kind of entry from this gap, I will miss this trade. I'll simply miss this. I'm not going to regret for that. I know that what I was looking for exactly over here. I should look for 22 YT model over here, or the order block entry. Order block was not good to me. I didn't take my entry from the order block. I have found 22 YT model. I'm more interested to take my entry from 22 YT model. If it gives me that entry from this order block, I'm more than happy for that. If it doesn't give me that, I have missed this trade. If it stopped me out, I know that I'm going to take a 9 handle 3 tick. Okay, actually let me put it over here, like 12 handle 2T. That is the best area to put the stop loss, to be honest. 12 handle 2T, that is the best area. I'm going to take 12 handle loss. Is that huge? If you think like that way, nothing is certain in this market. Amit Shah, you are late, brother. I have already explained why buy, why I'm trying to look for buy, where, what I will look for exactly from where, and what is the reason. You have to rewatch this. It's not a big stream, I think, so you can rewatch the stream almost. I mean, you can rewatch it. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being over here. I told that I am here to just explain a little price action around this area. My main intention was to explain how you can think that it's not the liquidity sweep and market is going to reverse because it is in premium. Why you should not think like that way. Instead, you should keep looking for the buying opportunity until a certain level. If you got that point, I'm happy to say that thank you, brother, thank you so much. If you don't get that point, I'm so sorry, because I'm not able to explain the price action. So thank you so much. Why that buy was important, or sorry, logical, and how, why I tailed my stop loss over there. What I was afraid of this. See this thing, I was afraid of this. While this thing happened, I'm not so much confident that it is going to tap to the high of this last fair value gap high. Okay, the high should be traded. Now I'm so much confident about that. But brother, it left the sell side liquidity. It should leave it. Why? Because this is called the failed PTR. Now, can market take this? Of course it can take this, but I don't want to see that it is going to be taken. Archana, I told you sometimes ago about the immediate reaction. See this 22 YT model? While market has built this 22 YT model, I love to look for the immediate reaction. That means within 3 candle, it will trade this fair value gap. 1, 2, 3. This is the third candle. It has to trade this fair value gap. If I don't get that immediate reaction, I don't want to take the entry from this fair value gap, because it's not immediate reaction. In that type of situation, I will wait for the confirmed entry. What is that? Order block entry. It has traded some kind of lowest down close body close candle, which has traded that fair value gap. Then I will take the entry from that order block. That is called confirmed entry, because it was not an immediate reaction. I love to see the immediate reaction. Why is that? Because this market went higher trade some very logical level, which is this failed PTR, the same failed PTR you have seen over here around this week 50%. This is the same failed PTR over here. While it has done some kind of a specific job over there, that means I have missed the partial opportunity. For example, if I take the entry over here, my partial level will be the 50% or just below the 50% of that week, because it can fail to trade the 50% of that uh, specific week. So I have already missed the partial opportunity. That is why I'm not interested to enter here, because it's done its job over there. Failing the PDR, it's done its job over there. I was looking for that buy. Even if I'm wrong about that huge buy side liquidity, I'll be able to catch some partial. Partial always give you the profit. It will always make you the profitable trader. It tapped to this gap. See here, not interested to take the entry over here from now. Why? Because it came back again after so long. So I'm not going to believe this gap anymore. If it can make the order block here, I'm more interested to take the buy. At the same time, can you take this buy? Of course you can take this buy, because the stop loss, if it was like 50 handle stop loss, I wouldn't go for that. If I am wrong here, I know that I'm going to get like 12 handle loss only, maybe 13, or maybe, yeah, for me 12 handle is maximum. 12 to 13 handle, that is the maximum. If I'm not sure about the trade, I will not take this entry, or I will wait for the order block confirmation. But if I'm confirmed that it is going to trade some buy side liquidity and trade some specific level, and the stop loss is smaller, like 12 handle, 10 handle, 7 handle, 8 handle, of course I'll go for the trade from this gap. I'll push my button over here. I'll wait for this buy side liquidity will be taken. In the meantime, I'll try to take some kind of partial in a most logical level, okay, whatever is the most logical level, just because the stop loss is smaller. If it was huge, I wouldn't go for this trade. This two type of scenario, which one is suitable for you, use that one. If you are not confirmed, if you are not confident, wait for the order block entry. If you are confident and your stop loss is smaller, very logical stop loss, like 10, 12 handle, 13 handle, push the button without thinking about anything else, because this is the perfect 22 YT model. There can't be anything else more beautiful than this 22 YT model. Nothing. Thank you guys for being over here. I think I will see you tomorrow. Is there any kind of question? If you have any question, ask me. Otherwise, I'm going to close the stream. But just before closing my stream, I would love to tell you one more thing. Remember the high of this 15-minute last parallel gap, which is 19692.75. Okay, 19692.75. Remember that line. Be biblical short I am. You are in short. Okay, brother. I hope that you will get your profit. You will get your boom, brother. I don't think so anybody has any more question. If there is no question, oh, before going to close my stream, let me one more time. First, I put my stop loss below this low, right? Remember, below that low. Later, I put it here. Why, or what was the reason to put it over there? The reason was it can trade the high of this hourly gap before going higher. So I was afraid to take that low and it will trade the high of this hourly parallel gap. Then it will keep going higher. I was afraid of that. That is why I moved my stop loss from here to until there, to think that this high will stop the market and send it higher. That is why I put, I moved my stop loss from there to there. That was the reason. See this immediate reaction power and the confirm entry power. That is why I love the immediate reaction. I don't like the later reaction. I hate it, man, to be honest. Whether today I had my breakup. Oh, I'm so sorry for that, man. Thank you to be safe. You're most welcome. But end with profit. That's cool, man. That's cool. Are you expecting any downside since it didn't complete TGIF? No, Netkit. I'm not thinking about that anymore. While it has taken that buy sell liquidity, I'm done about thinking about selling. Selling is not going to happen for me. Okay. Tomorrow is a new day. I am not sure about tomorrow, but today I'm done. Okay. I mean, today short I'm done. I'm bull until market doesn't tap to this 19692.75. Remember that line, 19692.75. Okay. So see you guys until tomorrow. Cheers.